Hi, Karen Carreras Hubbard here again. We've been talking about scholarship as a conversation, and I have said that when you are researching, you are really standing on the shoulders of everyone whose research you've touched and you have referenced in some way. And you become part of a growing conversation, a discussion that can have global as well as long-lasting impact. And this points out what the issue of plagiarism really does to that conversation. It's a dishonest act that interrupts that honest conversation. And so it's really problematic. It's not just that you may be breaking the BCC plagiarism policy or that you are going against the wishes of your teacher or the instructions and syllabus of your teacher. It's that you're part of this conversation and that you're acting in a way that is just not appropriate. It interferes with it. It breaks it up. And it's kind of a detriment to your own learning as well. So I'm going to show you, though, how that scholarship as a conversation basically illustrate it with one database. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the BCC library from the college's main page. And from here, I'm going to head over to databases and articles. Had I not already signed in, because I'm actually in my email here, my BCC. Had I not done that, I would have to, of course, log in and authenticate using it would basically be my BCC, would be the same login. And where I'm going to go is I have two choices. I can go up here to subjects and find science. Somewhere here, we have so many subjects that are covered. And if I do that, I see all of our science databases. Or I could just go to the letter S and look for this database right here, Science Direct. Now, this is a fabulous database. Science Direct is one of the best science databases you can have, any institution can have. And we're real lucky to have it because a lot of the state universities don't even have this database. And I'm going to do a simple search here. I'm going to type in here, let's see, COVID. That's all I did. I think that's the only thing I put in there. Okay. So maybe I should have said COVID-19, but I just put COVID. And I'm going to look for two articles that are going to demonstrate this. So I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to look at this article first, dealing with coronavirus anxiety and OCD. And when I do that, I am going to see right here, commentary. So this is the article. If I want to see the full text, I would click the PDF there. Abstract, of course, is a summary of the article. But right here, and sometimes they actually give me the article underneath, but right here, and if I look over here at readers, it tells me there were 96 readers. And then if I look over here, I see tweets, 69 tweets. 69 people tweeted about this article. So again, part of that conversation, people are tweeting. If I click the Plum Index, which this database has, I can see some of those tweets. I can go over to Twitter and I can see that scholarship of conversation in action. Once this thing loads, there they are. And they're from all over the world. Oops, let me just click that out because I see languages I don't read. That might be Russian, maybe, up here. I don't know. But different languages. And, people commenting on this particular article. Just fascinating because you could see it in action. How many places have captured it? Mendeley is a service. And, that's why I wanted to show you this because it's just so unique. You can see in action. So now I'm going to go back to my list and go a little further down. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one here. Oops. And this one has 108 articles that have cited this. 108 citations have been rendered from this article. Over 1,015 readers. So again, part of that scholarship as a conversation. Blog mentions, there have been 2. News mentions, there have been 4. References, this has shown up in the reference as a reference in 2. And how many shares? 799. And how many tweets? 258. And if I want to, again, look at the Plum Index and, take a look and see who's talking about this. I can see it all here. It tells me 108 citations, 1,015 captures. And I can go into Mendeley. I could go into Wikipedia, is where that reference came from, those 2 references. The blog posts, the news mentions, if I click the news mentions. So a number of these have mentioned that article. And a number of news sources here, and not just in English. So again, it's global. The impact is global. And just taking a look and going back here to the tweets, I'm sure there's quite a number. Twitter has 248. Facebook has a number. I can't go to the Facebook from here, and it may be because Twitter is, of course, public, where Facebook you'd have to be signed in for. But there were quite a number of Facebook mentions as well. It just takes a while to load here, but soon perhaps we will see a whole batch of Twitters, maybe because there have been so many of them. 151 tweets and 97 retweets of this article. Okay, there it's loaded. And again, I can see full genome analysis. And it may be because genome was, of course, a topic that could well, or an area of the sciences that could well be an area where they will find a cure, perhaps, if they can. And I think they've already isolated the genome of coronavirus. And what does that mean, or what are the implications? So anyways, and you can see here I see all sorts of languages, and that's what I mean by it is global. Nothing is done in isolation anymore. And that's fascinating. That definitely is fascinating. I just wanted to see how many 799 Facebook mentions, which is extraordinary. So, I wanted to show you how that scholarship as a conversation, how it unfolds. And this is a great example, looking in Science Direct. We have a number of other databases that have a PlumX feature on it where you can trace that. That might be a great exercise, or perhaps even if you have to write a paper and you're not sure what to write about, this might be a really cool thing where you can write about scholarship as a conversation and demonstrate that by simply going in and perhaps taking some screenshots and including it in your paper of how it works in Science Direct. Okay, thank you. Take care.